We are at First Peoples Buffalo Jump State Park. The views up here are some of the best that we have seen outside of the national parks in Montana. And this park has a really interesting history that it's just too fascinating not to share. So we are standing on the edge of a cliff. It just looks like a flat prairie until you get where I'm about standing, right at the edge of the cliff. And this is where some of the native tribes would chase bison to this cliff to then have them essentially jump off, fall off. We also learned from our guide that it was the men of the tribe. They would select one, and this was like his introductory to manhood. So he would dress up as like a baby bison, lead them up the mountain, and then jump off the edge of the cliff and hide. And then they would slowly start following as a herd does. And I kind of understand why you would chase the bison over here, because it looks just like flat prairie until you get to the edge of the cliff, which is what we're seeing, because it's also deceptive. You have flat prairie right in front of you and right behind you, but not directly below us. This is just one of about 300 across Montana. So kind of getting a idea of what people were doing for generations out here to herd bison and slaughter their meat to then use all the parts of the animal to eat, and then use tails to make fly swatters and use the bones to make toys for kids to play with. I mean, every part of the bison was used. The land where this buffalo jump is predominantly Blackfoot tribe, but dozens, up to 13 different tribes would use this land to hunt on over generations. Being here and seeing this, the amount of history that's in this land is really inspiring and cool to see. And also, on top of the hill, there are prairie dogs as far as the eye can see. I mean, thousands of them on this land here in the state park. It is one of the coolest locations we've been to, but every single day, something new, something really interesting, these tidbits of history about the tribes here across Montana and just the state history is fascinating. Once you're off the cliff and you're back down below in the visitor center, they do have on paper all the steps in which the tribes would take to prep for the buffalo jump, and then how they would process the meat. Really interesting to read all those details. So things you might want to add to your bucket list if you plan on making a trip out to Montana.